This is Desmond Booker, Christian dating and relationship coach. I help single queens go from single to successfully dating without settling. Remember, queens, what? They don't settle. Today, I just come on. Something was really just, as you know, everything that I'm more or less speak to you about, help you with, is inspired. And so the topic I want to talk to you today that I feel inspired about, and I've talked a little bit about this, but I want to go more in depth, is the spirit of abandonment. The spirit of abandonment, or we can even say the fear of abandonment. And so when you're desiring to be in a relationship and you have the fear of being abandoned, then what happens is that you're gonna sabotage. You're gonna keep yourself single, because why? If I'm fearing that and knowing that somebody's gonna eventually leave me, and desiring to be with somebody and they leave me, and this continues to happen, then it establishes in my mind this person that I'm getting close to is going to leave me. So let's really dig into this a little bit today. Now, many times the fear of abandonment has come from you being, when you were a child. Okay, so maybe your mother or your father or whoever your caregiver was not really, they were there, but they kind of left you, due to work. There always was working, so you always would find yourself alone. And sometimes even the spirit of abandonment, and the fear of abandonment comes from not only them not being there for you, but they're there, but you may feel that they chose your sibling or they chose somebody else regarding you. And so here you are, every time you get close to somebody, what? They're not there for you. When you need somebody, they're not there for you. And then many times, even if you are losing friends or loved ones that you're getting close to in death, right? They pass away. And so everybody that I get close to passes away. Everybody I get closest to leaves me. This is telling me that if I get close to anybody, they're going to eventually leave. Oh my goodness. So if your relationships are built, and I'm not even talking about on the romantic side. I'm not even talking about you getting close to anybody romantically, but I'm talking about even friendship. If everybody that you know eventually leaves you, then what happens is that you unexpectedly, unconsciously start setting up the expectation that people I get close to will eventually leave me. So what happens is then you begin to protect yourself, which is wise, right? You would be wise to protect yourself from anybody that gets close to me. So I'm not going to allow anybody to get close to me, because it's going to lead to me being abandoned, lead to me being left alone. So for you that are single and you're wanting to be in a relationship, doesn't this make sense? And it's as crazy and ridiculous as this sounds. You allow people to get close to you that you know is not right for you, because you know eventually they're going to leave or you're going to leave, right? So anybody that is good for you, you're going to not entertain them. You're not going to be really into them, because you know eventually they're going to stay. Isn't that crazy? Because in the midst of them staying, you're gonna get close to them and you're gonna open up to them. This is perfect for me, and now I gotta push them away, or eventually they're gonna leave. Does this make sense? So the fear of abandonment, the spirit of abandonment, causes me to date the wrong people, because I know that they're eventually gonna leave me anyway, or eventually it's gonna be a breakup. They're not really into me per se, and I'm not really into them per se, because we're not really right for each other. We're just gonna have fun, but it's gonna lead to a breakup anyway, right? And then it causes me to push away the right people. So I'm entertaining, dating, getting to know, even in relationship with the wrong people, because I know it's going to end in destruction. It's going to end in me being alone anyway, which I'm used to. And then it causes me to push away, sabotage relationships for the people that are good for me. Because why? Because eventually when I get close to them, open up to them, be vulnerable to them, this is so perfect for me. They're going to eventually leave me. It's the fear of abandonment. And many of this, we don't know this because it's on not on a conscious level that I'm doing this, but on a subconscious. So you have to begin to look at yourself. Are you dating people that you know that you shouldn't be dating? It could be potentially because you have the fear of abandonment. You know that this is not going to work out. It's going to be just fine in just a few minutes. I'm going to be by myself, which I know already. Are you sabotaging and pushing people away, even though when they're a great match for you, when they're a good match for you, and because of this, as and I'm saying this because even me as when I'm dating and I'm getting to know people, uh, what I found out is this is actual because I would quote unquote be the person that they would call or deem the good guy, right? So I have seen this so many times in my life that when I'm getting close to somebody, because she had the fear of abandonment, she would end up pushing me away. Because why? Because I was quote unquote the good person. I wasn't, I'm the consistent person, right? I'm the person that she's getting to know. It's not a reflection of me, but it's more of a reflection of what? Of her protecting herself, knowing that eventually I'm gonna get close to him and then he's gonna push me away. So I've experienced this in as a dating and relationship coach. Same thing. I can see queens who come to me and she can't attract the right person, or she's attracting the wrong person, and she's establishing these relationship with this guy. It's because she's protecting herself. She knows it's not going to end. But once she heals from protecting herself, once she heals from that spirit of abandonment and gets delivered from that, then what begins to happen? Now she can begin to be vulnerable, and now she's ready to attract that right man and ready to be in a relationship with that right person. So I wanted to really quickly talk about that today because I want you to begin to see, do you have the spirit of abandonment or the fear of abandonment, the fear of being left alone? If so, these things that I just pointed out are the reasons why you're going to still be single and you're not going to allow anybody to get close to you. I even help widows, right? Widows who have had this great person in their life and they pass away. And it's like, I don't know if I can date. I don't know if I can get to know somebody because I can't, number one, find anybody like him. And then if I do find somebody like him, guess what? He may pass away too. And then I'm back. I'm going to go through this emotional roller coaster again. And I don't want to do that. So again, that fear of abandonment even plays in being a widow. And that's why you have to go through the grieving process, the mourning process, the healing process to make sure that you're not subconsciously sabotaging your relationships with people that would be potentially good for you, and then entertaining those that would be wrong for you. This is why many times you'll see a grieving widow and take in somebody who is not good for her, but is emotionally there for her, and plays on that, and then but he's not physically there, mentally there, and playing games, and then it leaves more scars for her because now she's opened herself up to the wrong person because the right person scares her, right? Because he's eventually made leave, and then there's further damage. So I want you to really begin to think about that, the fear of abandonment. Are you afraid of being by yourself? Do you see yourself sometimes even attaching to people so quickly, right? And is there anything wrong with attaching yourself quickly to somebody? No, it's not. If you're secure in knowing that, right? I mean, I think about it. If you see nothing but green flags and you're praying and you're asking for discernment and you don't see any red flags, it's okay to keep pressing the gas. But if you see the wrong flags, then you got to pump on the brakes. My point to the whole thing is when you have the fear of abandonment, you're not thinking properly. You're not thinking, you're thinking emotionally and not with your head. As we say, what? Don't date with your heart, but date with your head. Don't date with your emotions. And so I want you to really think about what I just said. Do you potentially have the fear of abandonment, the fear of being left alone is the reason why you're still single, is the reason why. Now, even for you those that are in relationships. Let's talk about that in relationships. Here you are in this relationship, and here you are, you can't really get into the relationship because you're afraid that he's going to leave you, right? He's a good person, and you're trying to find excuses to pick fights with him, right? And this happens in the dating as well, getting to know them, and you're getting close, and you're picking fights with a good person. You're trying to push the great person because you eventually feel that he's going to leave you alone, right? So it happens in marriages, it happens in relationships, even that fear of abandonment still happens. So if you're dealing with that, or if you feel like you're dealing with it, I can help you. All you have to do is DM me if you're watching this on Instagram, or you can comment below if you want to talk about this more. If you're on YouTube, click the links. I've put my link down there. And I want to thank you for joining me. It's time for you to go from single to successfully dating to a healthy relationship to a loving, fulfilling, lasting, committed marriage. But it's going to have to what? You're going to have to get rid of the spirit potentially of abandonment, the fear of being left alone if you're wanting to have that relationship. All right. Thank you for joining me. If you're on YouTube, thank you for subscribing to this channel. And go ahead and like this video, share it. If you're on Instagram, thank you for following me as well. Thank you for joining me. And remember, Queens don't settle. 2026 is your year for you to go single to successfully dating without settling. Yes, we're still taking members for the membership. And right now, we still have kept the price at $20 per month. And you can jump in on that as well, so we can help you be married, right? Be in a relationship in 2026. Why not you? All right. Have a great day, and a happy Thanksgiving for you that are watching this before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving, right? Have a happy Thanksgiving. And then we're also wanting to pray for those that are mourning and your loved one may have just passed, or you're mourning and your loved one has just passed. So we want to be praying for you as well. Stay encouraged. Remember, Queens don't settle. Thank you for joining me today.